Precision move, sharp and clean. Living life on this money machine. Scalping seconds, slicing fast. Ride the wave, don't let it pass. Green and red, they set the tone. Win or lose, I'm in the zone. Trade the dots, connect the line. Profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, sharp and clean. Living life on this money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend, I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Trade the dots, connect the line. Profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, sharp and clean. Living life on this money machine. Eyes locked on the glowing screen. Numbers flash like a fever dream. Charts align like stars in space. Fingers twitch, it's a digital race. Trade the dots, connect the line. Profits call.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Somebody give me a sound check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay. Let me organize myself here today. How's everybody doing? Is everybody good? Very, very nice. Give me a sound check over here. Good morning. A lot to disclose today. We have a huge amount of data coming up today. Lots of interesting stuff to trade. Kathy is away today, so I'm actually going to take over and do a little bit of FX trading if I can. And also let you know that we have a sponsor today. We have a great new sponsor called Forex Hero. Let me put the link over here for you guys. Just one sec. I want to take you to the page and show you. We're going to talk a little bit about that sponsor after we do the live trading, but let me just put it over here so you guys can actually see it. and I put this in the chat. It's a very, very interesting EA that trades gold only. I know there's a lot of gold traders in the room. So for those of you guys who are interested in gold, this is an EA. They use a martingale strategy, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it because I think what I find interesting about it is that it actually cuts its losses. It doesn't just simply let the thing run continuously. So I will talk a little bit about what it looks like and some of its performance, and you guys feel free to check it out here on the link. Forex Hero, gold trading expert for MT4, 4-hour time frame. I'll show you what it looks like. Very, very simple to set up. It looks really, really cool. So that's our sponsor. We'll come back to our sponsor a little bit later in the show. In the meantime, obviously the big event of the day today is CPI data. So let's just take a look at actually CPI data over here. We're going to go into charts. Let's go in here, and we will go to the calendar here. Where's my calendar? Oh, sorry, I need to connect. Okay, let me go to calendar, and let's take a look at sort of what the market is expecting right on the calendar. We're looking for hotter inflation. Previous was 0.1. The forecast is 0.3. That's actually, I think, a little bit troubling because the whole idea here, especially for the market, is that the Trump administration has been arguing with some merit, I think, that inflation has really, really compressed a lot. The primary reason why inflation has compressed a lot is because oil prices have really been down a lot, and oil, of course, is the primary driver of almost all inflationary pressures in some ways. Aside from like when you had post COVID, when you just had pent up demand for product, but all of that pent up demand has really, really been satiated, and now it's really just a matter of commodity prices that's driving inflation pressures. So if you sort of assume that as the primary commodity of oil, that creates lots and lots of downward pressure. It's counterbalanced by all this tariff stuff that Trump administration has been pressing on the world. So far has really not had any kind of inflationary pressures. But like, for example, today, they put a 17% tax on tomatoes, which come out on Mexico, and we get 86% of our tomatoes from Mexico. So it's really, it'll be interesting to see if inflation, if basically corporations have pricing power, and that's really the key. Do corporations feel like they can pass on the inflationary pressures onto the consumer at this point? That's going to be an open question. Anyways, the forecast is 0.3. I think if it comes in at forecast, it's not going to be great news for the market. That's certainly going to put a kibosh on the idea of a September rate cut. If it comes in lower, I think that really it becomes a much more positive trade for the equity market. So we will see. We will see how things go, and we'll see if inflationary pressures really come in hard. Let me pull up this chart over here. Let's see if you guys see this. So this is dollar yen. I showed this. Let me see if I can do this. Just one sec. I want to make sure that I'm kind of like. There we go. Those of you guys who were with me this weekend, I showcased this very, very cool little trading gadget, which I developed for both MT5 and MT4. I'll show you, just on a tiny lot how this thing works. It's a buy-sell gadget that basically puts a stop loss and a target automatically into your account, right? So I have dollar yen right now trading, right? It's very, very quiet. Man, it's really not moving around. Is it moving? Yeah, it's moving very, very slow. So let's just say I want to buy dollar yen. Okay, you see, I bought dollar yen, but what's very cool is that it creates a stop and a target right away in the position, and I can close it up like this myself right away. The position not only does that, the tablet not only does that, but it allows you to go to break even and stuff like that. So it's a very, very cool tablet. Everybody who's using it is hang on just one second. I'm sorry. Everybody who's using 8 cap certainly has the access to this tablet. But what I will do to actually make your life interesting is, for those of you guys who want to try the Forex Hero EA, the gold trading EA, I'll give you like a week's sample of this tablet. You guys can have this along. So if you purchase the EA, I'm happy to give you like 1 week trial on this, and if you like it, you can come back and we'll give you a full full access to the applet. So this will sweeten the pot for anybody who's kind of interested. For those of you who are MT4, MT5 traders, this actually, by the way, I didn't implement this thing. It's a little bit hard to do this, but you got to grab the. I have a hard time grabbing this. You drag this, and you can actually move this around, which is kind of cool. So you can move it around the screen. I was actually able to manage that. And the thing about this is that it allows you to put stops, change stops and targets even after you've made the trade. So just for example, let's say I'm going to buy again, and in this case, the stop is 10 pips. Let's say I want to make it 20 pips, which is 200 stuff. I'll just simply push it over here. It automatically changes the stop right over here. It's really, really cool in terms of being able to kind of make any kind of trades you want. Anyways, I'm going to close this, and we're gonna see if we have any reasonable trades in dollar yen on the news, because obviously, as I said, I think 3/10, basically market that is expected or worse, even 4/10, I think pushes dollar yen higher. I think we're trading dollar yen. This is a weekly chart, but let's put this on a. I was wondering why it's not moving. Let's put it on a 1 minute chart and see how it's going to do. But my view is that anything that's basically in line or worse is not good for U.S. yields, and therefore positive dollar yen. Because remember, if U.S. yields rise, dollar yen rises. Dollar benefits from higher yield trade, and dollar yen is going to be I think the primary way to express this trade. So we'll hang tight, see how I'm actually going to put this on my other computer, so I don't have to bother you guys with the news, and I'll let you know how the news prints out. But remember, it's 0.1 prior against 0.3 current in terms of data that's coming out, and it'll be interesting to see if it prints, I think 0.2 or anything else. It's going to be a sell. We're going to sell dollar yen and just play around with that and have a good time. Now, for those of you guys who are waiting to trade stock index futures with me, we're absolutely going to do that. We're going to do that really pretty much at the New York Open. I'm going to show you a little bit about the EA after this, and then we're gonna trade it afterwards for the New York Open. And I'm going to go with you like a half marathon. We're going to go to like 11:30 today. So, and I'm going to show you some very, very cool stuff on our futures trading platform, and really, really get you excited about the precision, accuracy of some of the trend trading stuff that I started doing with it. Many of you may not have seen, and if you're interested, please go ahead, take a look at this. Let me, we got 5 minutes, so I can show you this. I posted a video on my Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter, which is FX Flow, and I suggest everybody who's watching me on Twitter or watching me, watching me on YouTube, go out there and connect to me on Twitter. Because if you go to my profile, just go to my profile, somewhere on Friday, where did I post this? Yeah, right here. This one. On Friday, I took a $50,000 Apex prop account and ran it to full funding, actually overfunding, 53,500 in 90 minutes flat. And I take you step by step by step exactly how I did this. And I'm going to employ a lot of these techniques, but just on a much lower gearing basis, to show you basically how all of this can be done over and over and over again. So the techniques that I used here to get super fast funding is also going to be used for our super slow payout funding, which is what we're going to be working on today. But the actual structure, everything else, really, really cool. I hope you guys, it's only a 4-minute video. If you guys get a chance, go ahead, take a look at that. In the meantime, we'll go back to, where's my thing? We'll go back to dollar yen right now. What time do we have? We got about, we got 4 minutes to go. Any questions before I start, just on anything that's on your mind? Let me see if I have you guys on here. Everybody likes the music. Hey, hello from Romania. Where's everybody from? So Yumana is asking me currency pairs. Oh, you know what? Let me hang on a second. Let me put everybody's chat on here so you guys can actually see your chat coming up on board here. Game plan for gold? No game plan for gold. Today we're just gonna trade dollar yen. I want to just sort of focus on currency trading right now as a pure FX exposure. If we get the hot CPI number or the cold CPI number, whatever it is. We got exactly, I have my time here. I have about 2 minutes to go. I'll shout it out and I'll let you know what we're going to do. What I'd like to do is, so in this little app that you guys seeing me trading gold, it's set for 10 pips up, 10 pips down. I think I'm going to put 20 pips as a stop just to give myself a little bit of room here. And you can see how cool it is that you can just simply adjust your stops and targets right in the window before you even make the trade. Dollar yen popping up a little bit ahead of this, right in front of the 148 round number figure. By the way, kind of interesting. Let's see if it's gonna blow through it if it's a hot number. I'd like to know what where we're at here. What's my number here? So 2 minutes to go on the clock here, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, are you guys seeing? Let me see make sure you guys are seeing my screen here. Yeah, you are. You're seeing my screen. Okay, you're good to go. So about a minute to go. I will let you know. We'll probably know from the price action. We're certainly not gonna, we're gonna wait. We always wait for the price action to kind of figure out whether this is a surprise tradable or whether this is just something that that probably is best left alone. 1 minute chart here, so you can see, dollar yen is up from $67 to $97, really a bit ahead of the inflation data. Market thinking that inflation is not going to be cool. I really think unless it's 0.1, it's just positive dollar yen. I mean, it can always be wrong, and there's always opportunities for us to correct ourselves, but we'll see. All right, less than 1 minute left. We'll just watch the price action, and I'll keep my eye off over here on the side here. Let's see what we want to do. All right, 30 seconds left. Again, forecast is 0.3. Prior was 0.1. And also the core should be really interesting. We'll see. There could be we'll have to see if the core is meaningfully different. Let's see what goes on. As a matter of fact, if you guys want to, we can just watch this over here. Let's see if this is going to give us any. Okay, 2. No, wait, sorry. Core inflation 2.75. Let's see what my dollar yen is doing. Dollar yen dropping hard, so selling it. This must be soft. We're going to sell dollar yen here. Must be a soft number. I'm looking for just 10 points on dollar yen on this move. I'm still looking for that. Oh, core inflation is actual 0.1. and 0.2, really, really soft. Market continues to, inflation continues, to dominate, to the downside. That really puts a strong potential, for a cut in rates. Now, dollar yen, could retrace off this thing, and it's fine because I still think that this is a weak number that will create lower moves as the day goes by. Probably, actually, here's the thing that I would probably do here. I'll probably put myself above all the stops over here, above the 148. So maybe we'll put a 40 point stop over here. See how fast I can change my stop, by the way, in this thing like this, nice and easy. And let's see, the other cool thing I can do here, since I took a very, very small position, I can actually, watch this, I can actually add to my position at a higher number here, just a little bit higher number. And, see if we can get ourselves into a better blended price on this trade. All of this is just sort of very, very easy to do with a single click number, a single click point. We'll see if it works out. Core is 2.9 against 3, so not so. Year over year is 2.7 against 2.5. Median is 3.1. So the thing is, inflation rate 1.9. It's bearish dollars, but not super bearish. It's still a really open question whether the Fed would cut on these numbers. Somebody says CPI means nothing. Maybe not. I'm going to watch this, carefully. Basically, I put my stops here at around the. I can adjust this stop here. Let me see if I can grab it. So sort of a knee-jerk reaction, market recovering, but many times, we've seen where the market recovers and then kind of comes back in a direction of the macro data. So I'm perfectly, I have tiny positions on. I'm perfectly happy to wait this out and see if I can even get better prices on this trade. But I'm going to wait a little patiently here to see. I really want to see like a downward candle, a candle that starts going down and closes to the downside before I want to take like my third tranche on this trade. Even though it's not a lot, it's not a big position. I still want the market to kind of prove to me that my thought pattern here is correct. That there's still more downside action, so I'm going to sell this here. There's more downside action. There is upside action here on the move. So let's see if we can get some movement here. So the first tranche gets done. Well, how doesn't it get done? Is it getting done? Oh, 68. I guess maybe did I not make the bid ask? Maybe I didn't make the bid ask. I really thought I made the bid ask here. No? I will stay patient with this. Oh, it's 72 now. I was, and what was my entry? 68. Oh, no. I need a little bit more here. A little bit more movement here. Nope. I guess the market not vibing that this is super dollar negative. But let's stay patient for a little bit. Oh, we can look at a good idea for me to look at here is let's go see if we can see U.S. yields. Yeah, U.S. yields not really reacting to the CPI data. They're down 15 basis points. Where were they before? Well, they were higher. Now they're lower. Wow. Yeah, that's actually fine. Sorry. That's actually what we want. I'm sorry. I got confused. We want the lower yields, but they're kind of like not really dropping much lower than this. So that's what's kind of propping dollar yen as a trade right now. Unfortunately. So my shorts are a little bit underwater, but we'll stay patient with them. Let's see what my friends at Forex Live have to say here. No, wait, sorry, over here, wrong one. Just sort of a summary. A little bit higher than last month on rounded, so you can't really food is up, gas was up, shelter was the primary driver for monthly increase. X food, energy, used cars, new vehicles, airline fares. Yeah, food is a problem here. I mean, that's a big jump actually. It's probably not that great a read, and I think I'm gonna close my position here, close all, and I think we sort of actually can reverse our position if we want to for the other way, because we broke the 48s here, the 148 target, and I think I'm going to get a little bit longer on this position and see if we can recover some of the move, because clearly my view that the CPI was cold is not working. The fact that we take out the 148 tells me that the market wants to go higher. So we'll join the market, get a little bit higher over the market here, and see if we can reverse the trade. Yeah, when I close all, it sells at market. It sells my whole position at market. It's very, very clean, and I have to think about it. It's all very very, very fast. And one of the cool things I can do here is watch this. I can go sell half, go to break even, and now I sold half the position, and stuff is now at break even on the positions, which is very, very nice if you kind of want to protect. Let's say you made a little bit of money and you want to stay at break even on a protection. This really gives you a chance to kind of scalp everything around. And now I can just simply close everything out at a profit. All right, so the original trade didn't work. I flipped around. We took the trade to the upside because it really clearly took out the 148 number, and we made money the other way. So hopefully some of you guys followed that and made a play. Anyways, my point is CPI looks like it's not really that positive and supportive for the market, or at least not as positive as we would like it to be. So there's still possibly a positive push on the dollar, and negative push on the equity market. Now I want to just take, before we start talking about live trading, really want to take a few minutes because we have a little bit of breathing space. Talk about our sponsor, Forex Hero, with the gold trading advisor. Which trades a fully automated strategy, right? So I have no idea, and obviously, it's fully configured for you. I want to show you what this looks like on gold, as far as the advisor goes, is that you basically create, it's actually all created for you in preloaded. You can modify it in terms of the amount of capital you want to attach to it, and they have a very useful useful guide as to how much martingale factor you want to attach to it, what's your maximum lot size, what the amount of trades you want to do, the amount of distance between the trades. All of those things are fully configurable, and I invite you guys to go look at the website. Again, I'm going to put the link in here. Feel free to check it out. But what I really was impressed with, so it's a relatively simple, easy configuration. You put this on, you make sure you allow DLL to come in. You just follow their instructions in terms of configuring it. It's very easy. It's an MT4 trade. What I found interesting here, however, was this. Let me take you to this. This was their this was their trading record for what did they start? What does this say? It's from from October 6th, 2024. So a pretty decent record already of, like, what is that? 3 months, like about 9 months of trading, right? More importantly, a lot of trades, and they show you their trades. There's 253 trades, and you can watch each trade here. You can do you can actually see the how the trades were done. Let me here's the history. You can go to history, and this is where I found very interesting. Typically and this is all of their latest trades. They just closed out a positive trade here on gold for 10 pips. They basically go for $10, 1,000 pips on gold. But what I found interesting is that a lot of martingale EAs just simply keep buying until they bankrupt you. What's good about this one is they clearly don't. They clearly cut their losses quite a lot, actually. Not like once in a little while, but like when they get behind, they cut their losses pretty aggressively, and that, to me, really caught my eye, because that means it's actually sort of a positive expectancy run, where it's not even that much of a difference between the $10 they go for and the $18 of losses they take. So as you can see, it's much more positives than negatives. This is 20 trades per panel, and there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losers, 14 winners on this panel. If you're kind of running 6 losers for 14 panel, 6 losers, 14 winners on a panel every 20 trades, you are, by very definition, become very net positive. So that, to me, really found a lot of resonance. A lot more information about them, of course, on the website that I gave you. Feel free to check them out. It's it's achieved some very good results. I think the numbers were here. They did a 37% maximum drawdown since 2016. But this, in this particular case, we're only running it from 2004. That their strategy, basically, it dynamically adjusts to the key support and resistance levels, which they obviously program. And they're looking basically from, I think their minimum capital, starting capital is about 10,000. So give it a try, check it out, see if you like it. I'm happy to show you more information about it. And as I said, if you do give it a try and you want to also try my trading applet just for just general MT4 stuff, just email me, tell me, hey, I took Forex Hero. Can I try a 1 week trial of your applet? And I'll be happy to give that to you as a as an addition. So again, our sponsor, Forex Hero. We don't do a lot of sponsors, but this one caught my eye, and I thought it was interesting to bring to your attention. If you want to see it, let me just also show you the actual history, which again I'm putting into the links. and you can watch their history and all of their numbers. And you can see it's a pretty solid looking strategy, 4-hour strategy, so it's not very very frequent. For those people who want to take their time and kind of run an automated strategy, this might be an interesting play. So that's the word from our sponsor. Now let's go back to talking about trading. How's everybody's week been? How's everybody doing? Give me give me a high from wherever you guys are. Let me know what you guys what you guys are having success with, what you guys are having problems with. Let's talk. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the very, very specific structure that I've zeroed in terms of trading. As I talked to you about in my 4-minute short video, that I think is the way that I'm going to trade going forward, which is going to really minimize a lot of things that people may have some issues with in terms of too much gearing, too much risk, too much stuff like that. So everybody ready to rock and roll? Problems with Bitcoin? Yeah. Planning on trading gold and MT5. All right. Sounds cool. Sounds really cool. Gold is definitely an interesting, but gold is also a very, very interesting trade for this particular idea of how I want to do this. Let's talk a little bit about the classic structure that I like to do and how I've optimized it to how I want to trade going forward. People who are new here, people who haven't traded with us, may not know that I primarily focus on short-term trading futures. When we're trading futures right now, right, which is a different product, that's what we do in North American trade. We trade futures on a 2-minute time frame. Sometimes 2-3 trades per hour. It's sort of figure out. It's basically we have a setup every 15 minutes per instrument. So if we're trading, for example, NASDAQ and maybe gold, which I'll pull up, or maybe the S&P. Sometimes we can have 5 or 6 trades per hour. But there's a very, very specific sequence, what makes a trade signal and what doesn't. And I'm going to walk you through it in a very methodical manner. First and foremost, you need to have my proprietary indicator. This proprietary indicator is available for our friends at Wealth Charts, who are our favorite trading partner. And I'll be tomorrow, those of you guys who have not signed up for the Wealth Charts 365, please come. I'll be talking a lot about prop trading and about how we use this indicator every single day. I'll even live trade with you if I have a chance tomorrow. And it's also available for TradingView. Over here. Let me just put you over here on TradingView. So it's fully available on both platforms if you want to trade this, right? So it's really, really cool. But what I wanted to talk to you about, hang on a second, let me go over here, is the sequence of trades of how we do this. The first order of business that we look at is long-term moving average against short-term moving average. So this is 8 period, this is 200 period, pure simple moving averages, one above the other. The general trend, not the trade, but the general trend is positive trend, right? So the general trend is up. So that's like point 1. Point 2 that we look for is we need momentum. And momentum is expressed by these little green or red dots. Green dot is a positive momentum. Red dot is negative momentum. And white dot or orange dot, magenta dot are very, very important. They are positive momentum from a lower level, right? From a lower level. And I want you to keep an eye on this whole sequence of white dot, green dot, orange dot, or magenta dot, red dot as critical components to what I consider to be the best trade setup possible. Because once we have trend direction, we have momentum, we then look for trend, slope, and confirmation. And slope is expressed by the short-term moving average either being green or red. Now, if I am positive bid positive momentum, positive slope. All of that creates a long trade for me. But what really creates a long trade for me was the perfect setup. Like, this is an okay setup. But what is a great setup for me is when I have a white dot, green dot. That's lower momentum to higher momentum. I'm buying him cheap and I'm buying him early for an upward move right over here, right? Or conversely, when I have magenta to red dot, when you have a little triangle over here with a red slope, I am selling them dear at basically the highest possible point to the downside. That's when I have the greatest possibility of winning the trade. Now, right now, I don't have a white dot, green dot, but I have two green dots, which is good enough maybe for us to give a shot for my scalp trade here. It works, it doesn't work, I'm not going to cry about it. It's a trend trade, so because it's a trend trade, I feel much more confident about it than doing a counter trend trade. And the target here would be 97.50. So I just I took this trade because me waiting for a perfect setup could be forever, and I want to show you basic trade ideas, the basic structure of what we're doing. So let's see if we can hit 97.50 over here, and then we can go from there. 3, 2. We'll see if we can get a move. Was it? Oh, it's still early. We're still pre-market. 8:45. Markets are just basically pre-adjusting. So I don't know how much movement we're going to be able to get here and get flow. Well, let's see. Now, in addition to, and this is where those of you guys who are trading with me for like prop or for like advanced trade ideas, in addition to just picking what I consider to be the pluckiest, the best trades, which is the white greens to the upside with a green confirm, with a green slope upward, right? Like, everything should align for hopefully upward movement, for an upside and downward movement to the downside. The thing that I want to do, and you'll see me do this today quite a lot, is I absolutely want to take trend trades in one account and counter trend trades in the other account, right? And then finally, and this is something that you may find interesting, is in this particular case where I'm trading super small positions, I will allow myself one repair trade. So like one trade where if this trade doesn't work out, the next trend trade I will go 5 large and try to repair it and see if I could if I could hit the P&L. Again, we're 97.50, we're at 94.75. Markets are just popping around, not doing much. But let's see if they can sweep the offers and take us out. But if I'm trading the larger contract, we're just going to never only going to take one size, one contract, and we're going to shoot for one side of the market that day. Let's say the trend side or the counter trend side to be the accurate side, and try to make money on the accurate side and try to break even on the trend side or the counter trend side. What I mean by that is we're never going to increase our size. We're just going to try and trade. If we get stopped out, we're just going to try and win the next 2 or 3 trades to get ourselves to break even. And on the other side, if we're hitting the winners, we're just going to try 4 winners. Okay, so we because I stayed to trend, and because it clearly hit the target, very nice move here to to our move here. So we make target here. We slowly but very surely, we're only less than $200 away from target on this account at very small size. And as I showed you in my video, there's a way to kind of get funded super fast, which is great. But again, the single biggest Achilles heel of getting funded in 90 minutes, it's very exciting, a lot of fun, is that is absolutely not the way you can trade in real life. Because in real life, you won't be able to get paid out on those terms. Which is why they make it easy, kind of like they let you have fun on the eval side, but they make the rules much harder on the funding side. So if you start with very, very small size and the rules that I'm doing, sort of a 3 yards in a cloud of dust, you're going to do much better as a trader, because the same habits that you have in your eval account, you're going to be able to take to your funding account. Anyways, this is a classic trend setup. Although, as I said, I made one audible call. I made one exception to the rule. What I really want to do is I want to trade the white green dot, to the upside, the magenta red dot to the downside. Now, this account, which is the 103, is my trend account, right? Trend account, and I'm going to make the 102 my counter trend account. Okay, I'm just going to make that my counter trend account for now, and we will, if we have if NASDAQ gets tired and starts to sell off, we're going to take a counter trend trade on that side of it. I realize it's very, very important to segregate trend trades and counter trend trades into two different accounts. And for those of you who don't want to trade counter trend trades, just simply trade the trend side. That's really the winning side most of the time. By the way, notice a very cool thing here in our friends at Wealth Charts. They're trading strip. I don't even know what you call it. It's kind of, the trading battle has changed to make it really, really clean and clear, everything that's going on over here, right? Which is very cool. You could just simply go on this particular chart and get everything organized. Let's take a look, by the way, at the S&P and see what the S&P is doing. Sort of a similar story here. Oh, so this is what's so very cool about this, by the way. Why do I love this whole two dots and a slope confirm thing? Because in this particular case, we're looking at the S&P. You see how you have a magenta dot and a red dot? You would think, oh, that's a sell signal, but it's not, because the actual slope was green. The actual slope of the trade, the final vote, the final, demarcation vote, that negated the whole setup, right? And that's what it conversely, whereas in this case, you have a magenta dot, red dot, and the slope is red, that actually let you take the setup, and you would have been perfectly fine to make a point in the S&P. So that's sort of very, very cool, is that this whole, tripartite kind of a structure is what makes it so neat. As a matter of fact, I actually have a sell signal in gold, but I need to make sure that I have the right, I do have the right setup. Which account am I in? Oh, I'm in 103. That's okay, let's just sell this. Okay, that's fun. So in this particular case, you can see, maybe I actually pulled the trigger a little too early, but hopefully this will work. I was going to say the red slope actually wasn't on this red dot. The red slope now is on this red dot. That may have been, a little bit premature for me to have taken it, but it's fine. We're looking for what is this trade here? 33.56.5. 33.56.5 in this account. Let's see if this works for us. What's it's nice is you can actually see the quotes right over here. So 56.5 would be my. I'm on the bid at that point. Let's see now. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe not. I think I jumped the gun here because I wasn't paying attention. The slope didn't turn red. See, the slope was green, and I shouldn't have taken this gold trade. I'm probably going to eat the trade, but it's fine. You might as well. I feel it's just as good from when I'm doing the bad trades as I do the good trades, because you can see what's wrong. If I'm taking the wrong trade, you can see from my mistakes and avoid them. If this trade hits, it'll actually be a lucky trade. It's not really a legitimate setup, but we're kind of committed to it. So let's play it out. Let's see how it goes. It is. We are the only saving grace on this is a trend trade, but it's not a perfectly set up trend trade. Sorry, guys. Hey guys, is anybody somebody give me a yes or just hello? I want to make sure that the chat is working. I don't see anybody asking me any questions in chat. Somebody just give me a thumbs up or anything else. I want to make sure chat is actually working. It looks like it kind of froze on me here. Somebody hit me? No? Okay, thank you. I guess it is working. You guys you guys are just watching the markets. So as I said to you, 56, and we got filled. So it was a lucky trade. I really can't say this was a legitimate trade, because if you look at this very closely, the slope was not really red. The slope was kind of green on the close of this candle, right? But it was a trend trade. I had some what do you call them? I did have some positive things my way, and it did work, which is fine. We can look around here and see. Now here's what I want to show you that's sort of interesting in terms of understanding my trend structure. Look at this. We have a magenta and a red dot, but what do we have here? We have just a straight up green slope. That's not even close to being a trade, and it's probably a bad sell signal, right? So what's cool about this is the indicator is very patient. You can, maybe in about 10, 15 minutes, maybe in about half an hour, we're actually going to get a legitimate magenta red slope trade. And that is going to be a perfect, counter trend trade for us to hit. So it's all, it all just requires a little bit of patience and structure, and you can hit super accurate trades over and over and over again. That's really what it's all about. Those of you guys who are listening to me for the first time, I do one thing and one thing only. I create super consistent, super repeatable, small trades, right? I wish I could tell you I make $1 million on every single trade. Life just doesn't work that way. You either can have super consistent small trades or highly inconsistent large trades, right? That's what the markets give you. So if you like hitting base hits, for those of you who follow baseball, what would be like? There's not even a soccer equivalent to this, because soccer just doesn't have that kind of idea. But remember, base hits create runs, and that's what we try and do in baseball. Then this is a really, really good strategy for you. And I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you guys are seeing it. I'm watching. We got about 25 minutes before the market opens, so really not much really going on here. But what's very cool, the other cool thing, by the way, this is really, really neat, is because you can do everything in tabs now, right? So I'm just going into S&P tab. Same thing, by the way, in the S&P tab. Look at this, a magenta red, but green slope. That's not a setup, because what we're looking for, if you think about it, why are we consistent? We're consistent, especially when we're trading with trend. We're consistent because we have all three things lining up: the big trend, the little trend, and momentum. If you can get all those three things going your way, then the possibility of a nice scalp going your way becomes extraordinarily high. Yeah, Andy, DNA funding won't be ready for another week and a half, so I won't be talking about that for a while, okay? What does it say? What a mess this was. This is why I personally don't trade during news events. What do you mean, Mr. P? You mean the reaction to the thing? It wasn't really that volatile if you look at it. Not really that volatile at all. By the way, I like the tuxedo. Are you auditioning for the next James Bond? Is that your what is that called? The headshot? Let me know. Enzo says, "Have I seen Moneyball? There's a lot of similarity." Yes. I mean, I'm basically I'm kind of money balling trading. Yes, I mean, that I didn't want to get too esoteric about it, but yes, I'm a huge sort of fan of that approach, and you know, as like was it Jonah Hill says, runs, runs win games. That's what I do. Yes, absolutely. Let's see what's going on over here for gold. So what's interesting is, so here's gold, right? Like gold is actually, I'm trying to see, where the reaction of gold was post event. I guess it makes sense. So if you think about this, CPI was cool, but not really super cool, right? It wasn't so cool that it drove US dollar much lower. And if the US dollar isn't really going down, gold is going down, right? It's a really inverse relationship. Gold goes up, dollar goes down. That's kind of like how the whole game plan survives. So for now, as we're looking at gold, it's still negative trend, and it's actually setting up for a magenta, and possibly if this situation stays as is, this candle closes magenta, right? It is magenta, right? Whatever the fuck this color is. I have like, uh, uh, besides the primary palette, I have no idea what any of these things mean. If we get the second red momentum trade on this, that would be a legitimate trade for us. This will be at the lows. We're going to be selling the gold at the lows, but that would tell us that gold maybe wants to go down even further. Again, on the assumption here that U.S. yields are going nowhere. Yeah, the strategy, we trade with a very, very negative risk reward ratio. It's a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio, because we're trying to hit like 7 out of 8, 8 out of 9 trades. And what I was trying to explain, and that, by the way, we're watching gold right now, right? Because the next dot, if it's a red dot, before the candle closes, will give us a possibility of a trade here. So I'm watching this carefully to see if we can get a second signal here. One nuanced thing when you're watching the charts and you're watching my indicator. And by the way, if you guys want my indicator, let me just put the I put the link in here for my, you get everything, my indicator, my coaching, everything, all in this particular bundle. Go ahead and sign up if you guys want it. So it's very, very important that there is no opposite dots in between here. So if this was like a magenta, green, red dot sequence, I would not take the trade. What you want is total and complete alignment of momentum. Not that that's always going to win for you, but what you're hoping for is going to be an 8 out of 8 out of 9 win, 7 out of 8 win. Sort of a very high probability win that gives you positive expectancy on trades. Santiago is asking, is that good psychologically? That definitely helps. Okay, let's watch this for 1 second. Do we have a trade? Let's see if it closes. Yes, so we short. Okay, so I'm short this trade, and you see how fast that is? Sometimes the trades take literally 10 seconds. When everything lines up, and this is the third trade. For those of you guys who are new, who've never traded with me before, you now see 3 consecutive trades that hit target, right? Really, really, this one specifically hit target very, very fast. And sometimes that's really, really fun when that happens. It doesn't always happen. But the point being is, why does it happen? It happens because it's only because we're taking the perfect setup, right? When I'm not taking the perfect setup, when I screw up my execution, you can see a lot of times I'm kind of floating and wandering. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't. But if you focus on the perfect setup, you should have the expectancy. Of course, there's never any guarantee. Markets are always volatile, but you should have the confidence that you're going to be right 8 out of 9 times, 7 out of 8 times. And if you're right at any of those ratios, you're just, you're positive expectancy and you're clipping those trades. More importantly, and I hope you guys who are watching it for the first time really appreciate this thing. There is a repeatable, completely objective, totally defined, highly quantitative, no bullshit, zero fucking excuses, zero interpretation, zero, my cloud is in the third retrograde. Oh, this trend line was not quite good. Oh, this trend line looks different. Oh, this fair value gap is actually up my ass, candle interpretation. As you can see, I am a huge opponent of anything that's interpretive in trading. If you can't describe to me exactly what your setup is, then you're not trading, you're bullshitting, okay? And I fucking hate all the ICT bullshit stuff because none of it is repeatable. So I hope those of you guys who are new, bring all your friends who watch all these idiots create fake accounts and, get pretend like they're getting funded on fake accounts. On completely non-repeatable patterns. Oh, Enzo says he just passed 2 evals. Nice, good job. Enzo, you're getting the chicken, baby. We're getting the chicken. Hold on, I got to get the chicken for Enzo. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Where are we? Here we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Enzo gets the chicken dinner. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. 8 days. 8 days is the perfect timeline. You actually did the correct thing. Good for you. Very, very nice. Let's everybody give him an applause. Let's give him a little bit of help. Very nice. Thank you. Good job. So we got 15 minutes to the open. Gold trades hit. NASDAQ trades hit. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's watch NASDAQ. NASDAQ is interesting. So where are we in NASDAQ here? Like I said, I really like if I'm going to trade a positive trade, meaning a trade to the long side on a trend trade. I really want the white green setup. If I don't get the white green setup, I'm just not going to do the NASDAQ trade. But going back to this whole idea of like, hey, how much leverage do we want to use? How much structure we want to use? If you want to do a super simple, uncomplicated approach that will pass every single rule there is, literally, there is no way you cannot pass the rules the way I'm going to teach you how to do this. It's the simplest approach possible. You do one contract on the trend side, one contract on the counter trend side, opposite account, 2 separate accounts. You never, ever trade a counter trend trade in a trend account. You never trade a trend trade in a counter trend account. And you never, ever increase size. So if you win, lose, you eat the loss. Eat the loss and you try to go for another 3 more wins. So at the end of the day, you have 6 wins, 1 loss, you're net positive, right? What's much more likely to happen is in a really good trending environment, every single trend trade, the way I set this up for you, is going to work. Once that works, you have like 4 or 5 of those in an account for a day, you're done for the day on the positive side. If you make 4 winning trades consecutively, just finish that account. The other account may have a loss and several wins, and you just simply try to get it to break even. That's how you manage the structure. You never know which side of the market is going to give you dominance. And if you trade 2 separate sides of the market in a very methodical, disciplined way, one of them is going to win. The other one, you hope maybe it will be break even. Maybe it'll be a couple of losing days, and then the next day the other side is going to pick up. But what happens is you naturally move both accounts over a period of time towards target as the market flips from trend to counter trend. Good morning, USA. How are you, my friend? So is that clear? Somebody give me a thumbs up that you understand the essence of repeatable trades that are highly repeatable, right? By the way, you see this? This is not a trade, right? We have the magenta, we have the red, but the slope is in no way, shape, or form definitively red. It's actually green, right? It's like the slope. What's the word I'm looking for? Vetoes. That's the word I'm looking for. The slope vetoes the trade. It has veto function, and that veto function is very powerful. If you listen to the veto function, you don't do stupid trades, right? But if the slope confirms the idea, then it actually really creates really great setups, right? So we got 10 minutes to the open. Um, I'm just, I'm watching. Let's see what the S&P is doing. S&P also just everything is just super tight. Not much really, not really much moving. Gold is, we just killed every trade in gold today so far. What's interesting now in gold is gold generally, we always have that counter trend rally, right? We have the gold loves to do counter trend rally. And gold, by the way, this is where this particular setup, this particular structure that I'm showing you is really good for gold. Because how many times does gold fake you out? Gold is the master fake out magician, right? It always gives you like seemingly a reversal trade or seemingly a trend trade and then fakes you out. Well, with this particular structure where you have the white dot, the green dot, and the slope, it can't lie to you. It cannot lie to you, right? It cannot lie to you. Um, it's very hard to deceive you because it's the slope that ultimately tells you whether this is a legitimate reversal or not. So we'll watch gold here, and if I get a reversal signal in gold that's confirmed by the slope, we'll see if I'm right. If my whole point to you is that this is a really viable trade. Time is it? 5 minutes to the 10 minutes to the open. So we're just kind of chilling out here, watching. Again, just want to point my attention to our sponsor today, Forex Hero. I'm going to put the link in there. Please take a look at their website. Take a look. Click on their equity curve. I'm really impressed with that. I think it's kind of a cool idea. And if you guys want to give an EA a shot, please give it a shot. They obviously have full support. Don't ask me any questions specifically about this. I can just tell you about the quality of the structure and the fact that it's a sort of a quasi martingale, very proprietary level trade in gold. I think. Let me see. I was going to tell you one other interesting thing. But if you go over here to trades here, I think this was another interesting thing that I caught. Oh, so let me look at the history. Wait, sorry. Where's history of trades? Here we go. History. No. Oh, I'm surprised. No. See, I thought it traded only one way, but no, it's a bi-directional trade. It trades both ways. It does buys, it does sells. Really cool. Here's like the last 40 trades. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 14, 6 out of 20. So 14 to the good, 6 to the bad. That's a really good looking ratio of, they're calling it a martingale strategy, but honestly, it's really clearly not a fully martingale strategy because it stops itself out, which is what I really like. And that's very positive because generally I'm very leery of pure martingale strategies, but a modified martingale that kind of accumulates and then, P&Ls, it really does make a lot of sense, especially in gold. So anyways, be my guest on that. So gold is going down because dollar is going up. Like, where's our friend the dollar? Where's my friend the dollar? Dollar yen. Oops, let me cancel this. Dollar yen. Yeah, look. Remember, we left our friend the dollar in the 148.10s, right? We had a little bit of a sell-off and then came right back up. Took out the fresher levels. I mean, dollar seems to be positive trade right now, and we could push a little bit higher. So the CPI news, which I originally read as kind of bullish, may not necessarily be bullish. So let's see if my friends at does not comment on economic policy, having a tough time deciding higher or lower. Initially rises after CPI but stays below. Yeah, no, nobody really has any strong views on this because it's very hard to have strong views. It's just basically, but what you can see is that from the market perspective, the gold is not liking this. Gold definitely not liking this trade. In the meantime, equities love this. For equities, this is a good trade. Now, here's the thing. You want to be super aggressive and you want to take my structure with a real aggressive approach. Yes, you could have taken this trade here. It's not a white dot, green dot. It's two green dots. It's positive slope. It's certainly a legitimate trade. The thing about it that I realize is that I want to take only the ones that have the highest probability of conversion. Like this has a super high probability, but not as high a probability as a white green dot conversion. And so because the only reason is because it's coming at a higher level, right? The trend is already established and it's coming at a higher level. So it has a chance of maybe dying out, right? Given the fact that we go for short bursts, is probably a good trade here. But my point being is that if you want to be a little bit more cautious, you don't take these trades. If you want to be aggressive, you certainly can. And especially in a strong trend day, anytime you have a red pause and a two green dots and a positive slope, you're probably going to make money. The greatest thing about our indicator is if we're in any kind of a decent sized trend, we're virtually assured of banking the trade if we follow the dots. I always, this is the number one rule of trading. I always take trades after the close of the bars. I do not take them before, right? Because the most important thing and the thing that is really, really critical is that the bar closes on the highs or on the lows. Very often, they'll fake you out. They'll run it up. Remember, market makers are always in the business of faking you out. If they can sweep the ladder and take it down, get you into a trade and then take it down, they're more than happy. If the ladder is swept and it stays up, that means that there's actually genuine demand. That means that there is real market demand on the trade and there's more continuity. As you can see literally on the chart right now, as the market pre-opens, there's just more continuity, coming in. Now, market is bullish, pre-open. How many times have we seen it, open up higher and then come back down? 1,000,000 times. And if it's gonna come back down, we're gonna just wait patiently until we get those beautiful magenta red signals with a proper slope and just kill it the other way. We can trade it both ways. We just need to be very patient in our approach to trading, right? And I'll hang with you guys today. Today I have I'll hang with you guys probably till about 11 o'clock. Actually, that's after that I gotta go. But today is Tuesday. Last week we did like a marathon Wednesday, which I really enjoyed. Maybe we'll do a mini marathon Wednesday tomorrow, if I can carve out time, and that'll be like something like 7 in the morning until maybe 11 in the afternoon. Like those are really prime hours. 7 to 11 is a really good time to trade. And hopefully we'll get lots and lots of opportunities for these highly repeatable trades. So everybody who's watching me today, you want to learn these repeatable trades. You want to start trading them with me. I'd love to have you guys come hang out with me. Yeah, Dr. D said that was awesome. He really liked it. Yeah, it was fun. It was really a lot of fun. And I definitely want to do it again. One last thing, I would be remiss if I didn't do this. Let me put this up here. Our friends at Apex are still 80% off. So be sure to go out there if you want the Apex accounts. Be sure to get those and have a good time with that. I'm actually curious, how many of you guys trade gold? Let's do a little poll here. I trade XAU USD. Let's put up a poll here. You guys let me know. Because it's apropos of our sponsor. Again, I'm going to put those of you guys who are, I'm actually going to put this on my Twitter as well, because I know there's a ton of people on Twitter who are just like our sponsor today. This is their link. This is their record, and this is their link. I'll put that up there so you guys can have a good time. All right, let's go back to our layout. What do we got? We got 3 minutes, 2 minutes to the open. Remember, how many times have we seen, open be up? I mean, pre-open be up and then open be down. We'll see. I'm not forecasting anything because that's not our job. We don't forecast. We react and trade. We just try to make money out of this whole thing. So it looks like 63, 68% of you guys trade. That's nice. A lot of people trading gold. So let's say 2/3 of you are trading gold. So that, that could be an interesting idea for you guys to take a look at, that Forex Hero EA. And as I said, if you guys, if you get that EA and you want my trading one-click trader, happy to give you a sample of that. So almost open, opening up. S&P is clearly weaker than NASDAQ, showing me a magenta dot now with a minute and a half left for the market open. However, slope of the S&P 8-period SMA is still super positive. I hope you guys like the fact that we've tried to make this. It's obviously a very quantitative indicator, but we try to make it as non-mathematical as possible. We try to make it as intuitive and human as possible by just creating color-coded ideas, because I think all of us, including myself, respond much, much better to kind of visual cues than we do to, textual and mathematical clues, right? So hopefully you guys like the fact of how this is designed, where you see this, like all these visual clues that are translated into a buy, no buy type of structure based upon the mathematics underneath it. So like right now, it's 30 seconds to the open. S&P showing me a magenta dot, right? Now, if it starts dumping and it's going to give me a red candle and a red dot, and it pulls the slope lower, then we have a legitimate trade to the downside. One of the cool things, by the way, you see how I have the trading bar over here, and I have the various instruments like in all these different tabs, and the stops and the targets are all preset. They're all preset. So if there's a trade to be made, I just hit the button and I'm all done. Let me look at my accounts though. The only thing I wanted to do was, this is the 103. This should be the 102 because it's a counter trend account. By the way, you see that? Also, it just sort of a small sell-off, and then we get a white dot. And if we get a white dot, green dot, then we want to go the other way. We want to go long. Oh, look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ has been my baby today, because NASDAQ has been by far the most responsive to price action. It has the best volatility, the strongest moves. NVIDIA is really, really moving NASDAQ around today. Everybody loves I think that they put another 200 billion on Nvidia today. So here we are, Nasdaq. We get a white dot followed by a green dot. We really want to go long here. I'm not holding my breath. We have to wait and see. 56 seconds left on this particular candle. It's not even the starting part of our sequence, but if it's there, it's there. We'll take it. So 73% of you guys trade gold. Nice. Then hopefully you find our sponsor interesting. Okay, look how interesting it gets. Now everything turned red, right? The slope turned red. We got 15 seconds, but we got a magenta dot, not a red dot, magenta dot. Not a trade. Much as I like to go short here, I need a red dot on the next candle for me to get short. Because you see that? Now, if I get a red dot here, as I'm watching this, then I have a legitimate downside trade. It tells me there's momentum and trend to the downside. If I don't, I don't. We just chill. It's not a big deal. There's a trade in the next 10 minutes coming up. Let's take a look at what GC is doing. That just keeps drifting lower. Those of you who just want to follow a trend, you probably did very well with that. S&P doing nothing, and Nasdaq. Nasdaq is starting to give us a signal. So here we go. $1.17, $1.18 on the clock. If we close at 83.75 or lower, that's a trade for us. That is a trade for us, right? That is a legit counter trend trade for us. So we want to go. What's my counter trend to counter? It's 102. It's the 102. Okay. But it's got to be 83. If it's going to be higher than 83, it's not a trade. 48 seconds left. Let's see. Going to be very patient with this because it's obviously very volatile. Loves to chop and drop or drop and pop. So we don't move until we see the deads of their eyes. What is that? Don't hold fire until you see the whites of their eyes. That's the same thing in terms of trading. We don't move until we get the move. 8 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sell. We're short. What's my target on this again? It's hard to see this. By the time I pulled out a target, it hit target. So we hit target again. What happened here? A very, very clean trend trade, right? Or very clean counter trend trade, meaning that we waited, we confirmed everything, we hit it, ba ba boom, ba ba boom, ba ba boom. Trades are there, right? Again, repeatable, winnable trades. That's all I do. Repeatable, winnable trades. You put enough of those together, you have an account. Vibes. Somebody want to give me positive vibes? Thumbs up. 4th trade in a row that we hit today because I told you I am laser focused on the setup, right? No more fucking around. Just laser focused on this setup. Probably have the setup in the ES too, but oh no, we have the setup now. Oh, cool. We have the setup now. So in the ES, we got 30 seconds left. We're going to hold our fire and see if we get, this is a counter trend, so it's got to be in the 102. It's the 102 account, right? Thank you. Thank you, Zori. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Andy. Nice to see everybody. 7 seconds left. Nope. No trade. No trade. No trade. Goes away. Goes away. Oh, wait. Hold on. Maybe not. Ah, shit. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Let's try this. I thought it went. I thought it was. It went away. I'm just. I wasn't watching the S&P very carefully because I've really been focusing on Nasdaq today. And again, what's my target on this thing? Oh God, I really hate this. 3250. No, 3150. 3150 is my target. Let's see if I can hit the target on this. And we're done. So literally every single instrument today, Nasdaq, S&P, gold, right? It's 1,000-point batting average today. 1,000-point batting average. Every single instrument gets hit. Gets hit, gets hit, gets hit. Oh, Gal, that's the quote of the day. Gal Shalom. Wait, first of all, is that a female or a male name? Are you a girl or a boy? Because I think in Hebrew, Gal can be both, right? Oh, thank you, Raju. Thanks for reposting the stream. I have a few people from Israel today. Yeah, I saw people tell me what time is it? It's like you guys are 7 hours ahead. So the late afternoon for you guys, perfect time to trade. Male. Okay. See, you're a guy. Okay, that's why I wanted to make sure. I thought it was like Gal Gadot, right? Exactly. But Gal is like in Hebrew it's like can be both, male female. Just like Jackie in America can be both guy and a girl. So I am well familiar with it. By the way, the Middle East is like the greatest time to trade the strategy. So like, what is it in if you're like in UAE or in Tel Aviv? What time in Tel Aviv? It's like 5 p.m, right? So think about this, and same that, or like in Dubai. I think Dubai is probably the same. I'm not sure. 5:39. It's like 1 hour later, right? So if you think about it, you're like in the Middle East, right? Our prime time is like 7 to 11, which is kind of like 3 p.m. till 7 p.m. It's late afternoon, perfect time. Sit down, kill the trades, and just bank money all day long. It's like a perfect schedule. So remember I told you, we open up and we trade pre-trade up and then we start closing down. What's going on right now? 10 minutes into the market open, everything is starting to turn down. Moving average is starting to down. We're going to get a crossover to the downside. We get a crossover to the downside. These are going to become trend trades, right? And then there'll be like maybe some counter trend moves that we'll try to catch later. My strategy is super simple, Gal. As I explained earlier, it literally only 4 components if you really want to make it, but it's really 3. The whole idea is the following. We have trend, which is short-term moving average against long-term moving average. That's kind of like just a general idea, right? Then we have momentum, which is these, if it's positive trend, we're looking for green dots. We're looking for green dots. And what we want is one green dot higher than the other. But what we really, really want is actually, we don't have it here in this particular. Let me see if I have it in that. No, I don't have it here. Do I not have it here today? Yeah, I don't have a white dot. So what we actually the perfect setup that I want is a white dot, which is a lower, positive momentum, but from a lower level, and a green dot. So you want higher highs, positive momentum, positive trend, and then the single most important part is the short-term moving average has to be green. It has to be positive slope. If everything is telling you that it's basically buying pressure. We're looking for buying pressure. We're seeing short-term buying pressure, we get long. We see short-term selling pressure, like in this case, where you have magenta dot, red dot, slope starting to get red, we get short. That's all we do. We just watch the pressure and follow it. It's like that song, Under Pressure. That's what we do. Except we turn pressure into a positive good for us. And we take small, very repeatable trades under those conditions. Every 10 minutes or so, we get a setup, we take it, we hit it, we go, we nail it. We kill it, we go home. Just like hunter-gatherers. I nearly hit a deer today, guys. Holy shit, that was just insane. Driving to get a bagel at 5 o'clock in the morning. And thank God I was in my Mini, which is just like a little sports car. The thing stopped on a dime. I was like this close from hitting him. That would not have been a good way to start a day. This is an indicator. It's my own indicator. I wrote it. I wrote this whole indicator. And it's available in TradingView, and it's available in Wealth Charts, which is our favorite platform. Highly recommend it. By the way, guys, come tomorrow to Wealth Charts 365. I'm not allowed to say anything, but I should have a super, super, super cool gift for you. Trust me when I tell you, if you come to Wealth 365 tomorrow, I should have a super, super good gift for you. So come for the Wealth 360 platform. Yes. So that's what we do. So like right now, by the way, I gotta sneeze again. Sorry, guys. What's going on right now? What's going on right now is we're still positive trend, but very, very negative slope. Well, we just turned negative trend, right? But here's what's happening. What's fascinating is this basically the end of the sell-off? Is the NASDAQ kind of done taking profits? Are they going to try and run it back up? Well, the indicator is going to give us a really good clue, because here's what if this is truly going to be a bottom buy, we're going to get a couple of things happening in our way. We're going to get a green dot now. They're going to run the prices higher, and the slope of the 8-period moving average is going to start turning positive. I think there's zero chance that's going to happen on this particular candle, because you really need some powerful moves here. But never say never. The point being is, if that's true, that's a signal. If it's not true, it's not a signal, and we don't do anything. We just chill. That's the beauty of it. We know exactly what's happening in the market because we, like everybody else, we can see it. The key thing is we can use our indicator to give ourselves the edge as to what we think will happen going forward. Well, USA today, I'm sort of trading with you guys. I trade very, very small size because I don't want you to have bad habits, right? And again, so let's look at this. Just sort of again, let's look at this. Why is this not a setup? It looks beautiful. I got the white, the green, everything looks like they're buying. It's not a setup because the slope is still not positive. Slope is not green. That means this could be a buy, or it could just be a fake out. and could be is not what we trade. We trade what should be, right? We trade as high a probability as we possibly can get. So we wait patiently. If this trade works, great. If it doesn't work, we saved ourselves an unnecessary stop out, which is the key thing here. So what I was going to say is, no, I trade, myself, I trade for larger sizes, but I'm trading small size with you just to show you how you can trade small sizes to control everything in the account, control your risk, control everything that, that's happening. Because what's the easiest thing to do? Easiest thing to do is to lose an account, right? So I'm trying to do the hardest thing, which is to keep the account. People think, the easiest thing to do is to fund the account. No, funding an account is actually quite easy, right? As you guys see in my video, keeping the account is the hardest thing to do. Slope is definitely the secret sauce. Slope is that sauce that you add, because you see, look at this, right? You bought here, you're a sucker. You got served. It's like a game of 3-card Monte. See, as a New Yorker who's been living here all my life, I basically assume everybody lies. And if you come to the market with that assumption, you have a much healthier and a cleaner appreciation for when to do stuff and when not to do stuff, right? If you sort of assume everybody lies in the market, then my whole idea here is to create tools that try to extract as much truth as possible. Lee says that she agrees with me that the hardest thing to do is to keep the account. Can you send me a Starbucks card? Why do I send you a Starbucks card? Did I promise you a Starbucks card, John? Was it a promise I made that I already forgot, or are you just trying to grift me with a Starbucks card? I didn't promise. Okay, you just want a Starbucks card for good behavior. John has actually been very, very successful. He's how many accounts have you funded already? Didn't you fund the last one on Friday when I was talking to you? Yeah. I mean, one of the cool things for those of you guys who are new, who come hanging out with me, and by the way, I love doing this stuff. I'm going to do like mini marathon sessions with you guys. I find it that when we do longer sessions and you guys are all chill and get you're not like boom, 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 boom. Boris made 5 trades and he's gone. You kind of begin to understand the nuances of the strategy, which is really the most important thing. But what I was going to say is, you gotta, you gotta understand that my whole job is not to show you what I do. And my whole job is to teach you to win for you. 80% at this point, it went from 70 to 80% of our students are getting funded, which is 16 times higher than what the industry average. Like 5% of people who don't have any coaching, or just 5% of people in general, get funded. With my approach, with my coaching, like almost 8 out of 10 people get funded, which is really, really great. That's like the main reason I do this, because I love it. All right, we're watching the downside of the market. Right, let's take a look at what the S&P is doing. Okay, S&P actually, where are we? Are we in business here, or did I miss a trade? Nope, not yet. Interesting. Okay, so S&P is the next watchable setup for us, right? Why is it a watchable setup? Because we have the magenta dot, we have negative trend, negative slope. We're in play here for the what's this? The 103. This is the trend account. If I get a red dot in the S&P, that's a go signal. If I don't, I don't. But at least it's it's a watchable signal for me. It doesn't, Gal. It's a private indicator. It's not available on TradingView. It's available on TradingView, but it's only available by invite only, so you won't see it. It's called Dots Only or BFF. I have like 2 versions of it, so that's why it's only available to people who are who are part of our coaching crew. I trade publicly, but the tools are private. That's the whole idea. You need the tools to trade with me. So hopefully you'll come and hang out with us. Let me give you the link if you want to give me a shot. Here's my coaching link. You get 6 months. You get all the tools. All you can eat. All you can eat Korean barbecue, my friends. So 20 seconds left on this. This candle is definitely not going to set us up. NASDAQ doing nothing. Gold. Oh, gold. Is gold up? Oh, let's watch gold. Okay. Hang on. So gold is a counter trend trade. So we're going to go to our counter trend account, the 102 account. Oh, let's go long. Buy. Okay. Let's see if gold, fucks me for the 50th time this year. But at least it's a legit setup, right? So what do we see in gold here? We have the white green dots. We have the positive slope. It's a counter trend trade, obviously, right? But let's see if this thing keeps me alive. It's 352.0. 352.0 is my target in gold, right? So we'll see. We'll see if gold wants to. Everybody knows that gold is my nemesis. I absolutely hate trading this piece of garbage. But if I'm going to trade gold, I'm going to trade it under these rules. I will not trade it under any other rules. Now, already I had some really good trades on the trend side with gold. This is a counter trend trade, so we'll see if gold accommodates. 52 on the target. You know what's cool about it? You guys see this, guys? I love the fact that it shows you bid ask over here. You can actually follow the whole thing, right? On the move. You see, by the way, so one of the reasons what's so cool about the new version of wealth charts and why I really love wealth charts, and go out there, by the way, let me show you how to get wealth charts. So all you need to do is you're going to go to Apex. I'm going to log into my account. Again, I'm not gonna do my credit card, so I'm not gonna go all the way through because it's always. Oh, what is this? Oh, fuck. It's so annoying. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, shit. They have an authenticator now. 594467. 594467. They force you to I mean, that's fine. They're like they try to they're being very, very secure about it. Anyways, choose wealth charts, choose the 50. I think the 50 is really the great account. Go out there, use my BK save. Use my BK save savings, and you're ready to go. Just press yes, and it's $30. That's it. You can't buy $50,000 account for less. You can't buy it cheaper is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, where are we? Oh, gold got done. While I was bullshitting around, gold got done. But what I was talking about, and this is the interesting thing, is let's take a look at a difference between gold, which is like, look what's so cool about wealth charts now. It shows you the bid ask right up here. You see how it's 5.6. It's pretty thin. Now flip this to S&P, right? And look at a bid ask. It's 50, 60. It's 100. It's thick. That's the difference. And NQ is somewhere in the middle. Although NQ is also kind of very thin. So the point being is, one of the reasons why gold is such a difficult trade is because it's very thin. But with this approach, guys, I think I'm like 6 for 6 today, right? 7 for 7. I don't even fucking know. I hit every trade possible, both trend and counter trend today, right? It's pretty good. I told you this is the killer setup. It's the killer setup. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, Gal. Good for you. We always like that, Gal. You get a special winner chicken dinner. Don't worry, it's a kosher chicken. No, I'm just kidding. All right, wait, hold on a second. Now I gotta. The only problem with this shit is I learn how to turn it off, which drives me nuts. Okay, so let me just see what's going on over here. Nothing on NASDAQ. All right, we got about I'm going to hang with you guys for like about another hour. Let's see if anything develops. Let's see what Twitter is saying about everything, because I'm just curious if anybody has any thoughts. Dollar yen 48.60. I told you guys. Remember, I the one thing you got to respect is, if when I'm wrong, I reverse myself. I told you, shit was going the other way. We definitely went the other way. Anybody trade dollar yen with me on the reversal side, or anybody trade dollar yen period? On the opening trade? Miguel says gold done. Miguel is killing it. Miguel, how many prop accounts are you running now? Is it like 6 or 7, or are you going into double digits at this point? Dollar short starting to capitulate. Yeah. Wow. Just looking to see if there's any news here. No, relatively quiet. We're sort of in definitely going into the dog days of summer now. So again, totally personal preference, right? Here we're looking at NASDAQ. How aggressive do you want to be? See, I like to sell from the top, buy from the bottom at the beginning of the trend, or the counter trend move. But let's say you're like, hey, Boris, this shit is going down. Dollar going up. Rates, where are the rates, by the way? What happened to our rates? Let's go to rates. Are rates getting killed? Where's the 10-year? Ooh, yeah, look at fucking rates. Look at everything turning around, right? Market really doesn't like this. Rates are going up. This is you might as well just strangle the market with this news. 10-year up 14, 2-year 83 basis points. We're almost at 4. None of this is good news for the market, right? So if you want to be super aggressive, you're like, okay, I'm going to sell it. Slope is down, red dot is down. So I'm not going to do this I'm going to do this in my, let's call it my bullshit account, my 109 account, because again, this is not my setup trade, but this is a legit trade that if you want to take it, because we're negative slope, negative momentum, we'll sell it here in my bullshit account at assuming the trade stays. We're going to wait for it to prints, sell. Okay, so we'll see if there's more. I mean, it feels to me like there should be more continuity, but feeling is not a setup. This is just basically me. But it does, here we go. We got done, right? Trade got done super fast. My feeling, proved itself valuable. So here we go. We took the bullshit account, and that worked. And I think that's also a really good thing. I mean, this is the beautiful part about trading Apex. 4, 5, 6 accounts. Segregate your risk by legit trade, bullshit trade, field trade, trend trade, counter trend trade. and then bullshit field trade. And as long as you sort of do that, you will be a much happier person. Because what's the number one reason we all fuck up the accounts? We put the bullshit trade into the good account. It goes against us. We get pissed. We try to repair the trade with more bullshit, and upon bullshit, eventually collapses onto a pile of shit that is the stopped out account. If you haven't done that, you really haven't traded. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day, Gal. Who else is new here? Come on. It can't be Gal Gadot is the only new person. Who else is new here? Say hi to me. Come on. Yes. So the thing about emotion is, my point is, we all have emotion. But if you separate, if you put your shit trades into a shit account, then you can control your emotion a lot better. Hey, regular and normal. My God, that's the most Canadian nickname ever. Where are you from? Like, where in Canada are you from? Are you from BC, or are you on the East Coast? And do you trade futures? Have you traded futures? Oh, let's do this. So, let's do a poll here. Calgary. Oh, you are way up there, my friend. Yes. So you are in the Texas of Canada. Is that right? Is that what we call you? Okay. Oh no, I don't want to do Q&A. I want to do polls. Let's do a poll. I trade futures. Let's see how many of you guys do this. And everybody answer the poll, please. Everybody on Twitter too, you bastards. There's 1,000 of you watching me right now. Not one of you fucking assholes is participating, and I want participation. Oil and cattle, baby, yeah. You do stocks and a bit of options. Well, we're about to make you a complete degenerate, okay? You're about to lose your virginity, my friend, and start trading real risk instruments. There's nothing more fun than trading stock index futures. Tell me I'm wrong, anybody in the room, right? So, a lot of fun. By the way, guys, this is kind of interesting. I hear through the grapevine that there's a lot of CFD prop firms that are going to open up a futures division. They're going to start trading futures. So that's super interesting, right? For everybody who's kind of interested in taking it. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. Do you do 0-day options? Do you do call writing, or do you just do directional stuff? Yeah. Do you know, it's funny. I have a very good friend, Robbie Booker, who was a very big trading coach for a long time, and I think he kind of retired. He sort of, he only trades stocks now. But Robbie literally, when he was coaching people, made them trade for $1 for like 100 trades. His whole job was go make $1 100 times over, and it was so successful in getting people to become good traders. It was just about basically building good habits. It was really funny. It just reminded me of this. Okay. Well, the cool thing is, regular and normal. Tomorrow, I'm at Wealth Charts 360 Expo. You should look it up and go out there and sign up for it. And I will be talking about kind of the advantage of a lot of stock and option traders learning how to trade futures for no risk to your capital. Imagine if I gave you a deal where you could trade stock index futures, no risk to your account at all. If you lost $1 million, it wouldn't be your $1 million to lose. That's the beauty of trading prop. All right, what's going on here, guys? What's going on? We may have a counter trend trade. I got a white dot. I got a still totally red slope here. So we're fucking around. But next candle could be a trade for us on a counter trend basis. So watching NAS. Oh, slope just turned green. Look at that. Slope just turned green, so that means prices are starting to pull the moving averages up. 16 seconds to go. Perfect. Next candle, if it's green, it's going to be a go for us. It's going to be a go. Go, 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 go. I don't know what's going on here with the slope is kind of. Let me see how this looks on TradingView, because sometimes, yeah, no. Oh no, look at that. It's the same shit. This is like the most. You see how the slope doesn't know what it wants to do? Now it's finally starting to turn green. But not really. Jesus. Okay, so only 162 or higher. Only 162 or higher is a trade for us. So it's got to close 162 or higher, and only then is that a trade for us. Otherwise, it's not a trade. See that? That is a counter trend trade that goes to the 102 account. We'll put this to the 102 account. Let's see if we can do some damage here. 162 or higher. Got to close 162 or higher on a counter trend basis. No trade, by the way. That is not a trade. Not even close to a trade. You want to trade futures, Sam P? Come trade with us. Apex. Sam, I think you're in Singapore, right? Apex does business in Singapore. Let me put the link in there. Make sure you get a discount. All right, 62 is our trade, 17 seconds. This does not look like it's going to be a trade, because the slope is vetoing this trade. Oh, wait, hold on. I spoke too soon. Okay, is it a trade? Let's see. Yeah, it's a trade. It's going to be a trade when it closes. Oh, yeah, it's a trade. We got to go buy. All right, so we're long this thing, and we're looking for, what's my target? Oh, come on. 61, no. 61.25, 66.25. That's my target. My target is 66.25. Not working. Not a surprise. This was a very kind of a weak-looking counter trend trade. And by the way, that's exactly why I segregate the risk, because, like I said, the trend trades are always going to be stronger than the counter trend trades. This doesn't work. We'll just simply save the spot, and the next time I get a counter trend trade in NASDAQ, we'll try to resolve it. But we'll see. It's still we're not dead yet. 66.25 on a target. I need to see 66.25. Again, really cool. You can actually watch the prices over here if you wanted to. 66.25. 65. 66.25, we're done. And we survived yet another trade, because, again, we stick to the rules. Stick to the rules. Oh, my God. Jesus, I sound like Trump. So much winning, you don't even know what to do with it. There's going to be so much winning, you don't even know what to do with it. Oh, my God. This really is my Trump trade, in the best sense of the word. Oh, by the way, did anybody see how great was it that Trump was at Giant Stadium and with Chelsea for the FIFA UA Cup, and like they wanted him to get off the stage and he wouldn't get off the stage, and he just started celebrating with them? Just classic, love him or hate him, but it was classic Trump. I really loved it. Yeah. So, regular. I hope you find my trading interesting for you, because it sounds like it's perfect for what you're looking to do. Let me give you. I'll put the link in here in case you guys want to join us for coaching and get access to the indicators. But yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what we try and do. That's the whole idea. And come watch me tomorrow at Wealth Charts, and we'll talk about that. What was on the S&P? I bet you we missed the S&P trade. No, we didn't. Oh, look at that. S&P. You know, the cool thing about the counter trend trades with a slope is that they kind of they're not sequential. They kind of serial. So sometimes we can catch both contracts, one way or the other. Nothing on gold. Gold is not even showing us any signals, so we can go back. But the S&P, okay, not a trade, because again, you see the slope. The slope is red, but we can wait patiently and see if it gives us a look. Yeah, I know you guys are not a fan. You guys are not fans. I understand. Although Calgary, I thought would be a fan. Like, or isn't Alberta like love Trump? I thought everybody there was MAGA. Okay, you see this? Not a setup. Nothing green on that moving average. No green slope. No green slope. No profit hope. No slope, no hope. That's the motto. Okay, so now, here's the thing. The slope now is green, right? That's not a setup. You see, it turned post candle. That's not a setup. So now, we really don't have a setup. But if I was going to do a setup, if I was going to take a trade, I would want another green dot with a green slope behind me. Only then would I say, okay, maybe I'll take this trade as up. And that would be, again, go into my bullshit account, which would be like my 109 account. Because it's not like a green dot here is okay, but not the setup that I want, because it's not from the lowest low, right? You see that? You see what I'm saying? So we'll see. Lee says it's green on TV. It's not, though. It's not, because I'm sure it's not. Let me put it over here. Again, you got to be very careful about how. Oh, sorry. Oh, man, sorry. You see, it's not. It only turned green after this candle closed. It's got to be green on the candle itself. Oh God, sorry. So not a trade. And anytime you have a doubt, I just wouldn't do. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, if it's got a second green dot, but again, it all goes back to my whole idea today of trend, counter trend, bullshit. Trend, counter trend, bullshit. Let's separate our trades into proper buckets. And then we're going to do much better. I mean, you see how much better I'm doing just by not fooling. What's my single greatest weakness that you guys always see me doing? A bullshit trade and then spending the rest of my life trying to get my ass out of it, right? That's the cycle you want to break, because everything else is already there. The setup is there, the structure is there, the product is there, the indicator is there. Oh. Let's take a look at all the trades we did today, because I think it's kind of interesting to review the 1,000 batting hit. Okay, so this is the bullshit trade, right? Here comes the bullshit trade, minute one. So this is the 109 account, which is the bullshit trade. So actually, I want to just go to the 102 account I want to go to 109. Let me go to 102. This is the S&P. Is this going to be 102? Yeah, this is NASDAQ. Look at all the winning trades in NASDAQ. And then we have gold. Winning trades in gold. This is the 102. That's the counter trend account. And then we have the 103, which is the trend account. Look at all the trends and all the trades in gold. trades in the S&P, and trade in NASDAQ. Boom, boom. Trend accounts, counter trend accounts. And this is one of three, sorry. And now we have, where were we at? S&P did not make a green dot, right? Oh, here's a green dot. Yes, and I want that in the 109. Okay, buy market 109. So this is I'm in my bullshit account because it's not the perfect trade. It's not the white green dot. It's the white green dot, green dot. And we're going to see if we get enough momentum to take us higher. And if we don't, that's why we have the bullshit account, because that account is just there for garbage trades. And actually, you see how, that trade just sort of weakened out. That's why you don't take it in your trend account. You don't take it in your counter trend account. You can set it into your BS account, also at small size, so that, if it doesn't work, you can always take another trade to wash it away. Nope, I think we're gonna get stopped out on this one. Rightly so. Yeah, and that's why you don't take it, because it's a bullshit trade. It's the first losing trade of the day after like 8-9 winning trades. Correctly so, because it was a bullshit trade, deservedly so. So that's why I have it, in a non-account. You're going to go for bullshit trades. That's why you need a bullshit account. Like, you're not going to ever have the strength of mind to always only take the perfect trades, right? Close enough trades are going to tempt you. So when it's a close enough trade, you put it into a close enough account. That's the greatest protection of all, because everything else is moving, towards target. This one will flatten out, make it even by the end of the day. Who gives a shit? It's a garbage account. The function there is to be able to just keep you alive. Let's see what else is going on over here in NAS. Interesting. Okay. Really nothing much. We're super flat, right? Very little price action. Gold is negative trend. Where's gold? It's a negative trend. But no, and this is, again, I want to circle this for you to show. I think I can do it. Oh, this is so cool. Let me see if I can do this. My little tool set. Okay. This is what I don't want you to do. Okay. Do you know why? Because you have a purple, you have a magenta dot and a red dot, but in between there is a green dot. It invalidates the whole setup. Everything else looks good, but this invalidates the whole setup. Don't ever trade in between. Even if this trade works, that's not worth it. It's not the setup you want. Okay. That's my little wiggles. I like my little wiggles, but that's a very, very important distinction. Okay, didn't matter if this thing would have worked. It's not the right setup. That green thing interrupts the whole idea of momentum. There was enough buyers there to kind of disrupt it. You don't want, and you don't want to be following that path. Okay, what do we got here? NAS. Oh, sorry. I want to close out. What is this? Close out. There we go. NASDAQ not doing much. S&P also not doing much. But isn't that interesting how you have this bullshit account and that was the only trade that we ate. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, who else is new here? Anybody else trading anything? So we got 73% of you guys trading stock or trading futures, which is great. And 27% of you, hopefully you'll come join us. Or, happy to trade the CFDs with you too. Not a big deal. Let me end the poll here. Okay, cool. Oh, NAS. I'm looking at NAS. Oh, NAS was showing me like a white dot. Let's see if this shows me maybe positive trend momentum, which would be, if this was a positive trend momentum, this would be a 103 trade. That's correct. It'd be the 103 trade. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Now, if I get a green dot here, that's a trade for us. Earnings this week? I think so. I'm not sure actually. Oh, it's today. I guess JP Morgan. Is this after the close or before? Did they report already? All the financials. Are they reporting? What time are they reporting? It doesn't show what time. Oh, pre-market, of course. So they're all reported, I guess. Yeah. Oh. No trade on NASDAQ, obviously. We're really in the summer doldrums. I think we're gonna wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. We had a great session. If we look at the trend account, and I just sort of zero in it, we had 2 winning trend trades in here, right, on NASDAQ. Then we had the 103 account. No trend trades in the S&P. And then in gold, we had 2 winning trades in gold, right? Beautiful, clean trend trades. Then if we look at, what happened to my thing here? What did I do to my trade thing? I blew up my trade thing. I have to bring it back. Where did it go? Okay, if we look at counter trend, which was the 102 account, we had 1, 2, 3 winning trades in NASDAQ. So that's 5 already. And if we look at gold, what can I? Oh, we have a counter trend set up in gold here, guys. Where's my trade thing? I think I have to add to it. Where's my trading? Trading Tom. You know what I do? You know what I do when I screw this up and I want to do a short, very, very quick thing? I just simply MGC. I just simply MGCQ. I just do a copy of this thing, and then I no, I need to, fuck. This is the only problem. 10, 40. Okay, I'm gonna buy this on account. This is in a counter trend account, which is the 102. Buy. Okay, so bought this in a counter trend account. Target is 56.5 on a counter trend basis. Legit trade. White to green to the green slope on the gold. Let's see if this works. And then I just simply rename it GC. This is a trend trade here, right? So we want to be in trend account 103 on this, and I want to sell this. Again, red slope, magenta red dot, target somewhere here. I can't tell what a target is at. It's at, where's my target? 17. Count is this 102. 102. Okay. Oh, this got done, I think, right? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Nasdaq, S&P got done on trend trade, so that was good. We're done on the trend trade here, which is good. Right over here, cool. Okay, we're gonna run. I gotta run, guys. It's a slow day. The only thing that's left here is the counter trend gold trade, which again, tried targeting 56.5. We'll see. We'll see if that that takes advantage of it. I want to very much thank our sponsor here, FX. Let me just go. Sorry, let me just give you. Let me give you the. Let me give you the link in here. Our sponsor, FX Pro, which has been very, very interesting for those of you guys that are interested in trading gold. Here's the link. As I said, go check them out. Their trade record is very impressive. It's obviously keeping live. It's on FX book, so you can follow it all along. And it looks really, really good. I mean, look at that consistency. It's basically doing 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4% a month in a very, very reasonable fashion with really very decent stops and targets. And even though they call themselves a martingale strategy, it clearly has a risk control in it, which is what I really like about it. So I leave it to you. Thank you so much. This is what it looks like. As I said, the setup is very, very simple over here. You just simply go in here into properties, set up which days you want to trade, what stop loss percent you want to put on the whole thing, and what the shift points are. As a matter of fact, what I would do is the easiest thing to do is say, hey, give me the settings that you have in your FX Street account. I want to just mimic those settings, because if I was them, that's exactly what I would do. I would just mimic those settings and let them run, because that is a good strategy. Those are good settings for that strategy. So enjoy it. If you guys want to give it a shot, it's a gold trading EA on MT4. Thank you again for our sponsor, FX Hero. And otherwise, I will see everybody tomorrow for Wednesday trading. Thanks so much, guys. Everybody take care.